Elias Thorne had always been a dreamer, literally. His nights were vivid tapestries of alternate lives, forgotten memories, and whispers from worlds he couldn't quite grasp. But for the past 6 months, one dream haunted him more than any other. It always started the same, a misty riverbank at dusk, the water murmuring like a secret it couldn't keep. There she was, perched on a weathered bench, her gray hoodie pulled low over her face, casting shadows that hid everything but her sad, knowing smile. "Don't go near the river on Friday," she'd say, her voice a fragile echo, like wind through cracked glass. "Please, Elias, for us." He'd wake up sweating, heart pounding, the words lingering like a curse. Who was she? Why the river? And why Friday? He dismissed it at first, stress from his dead-end job at the graphic design firm, or maybe the lingering grief from his parents' accident years ago. But the dream repeated, night after night, etching her image into his soul. Then, one crisp autumn evening, reality blurred the lines. Elias was walking home from work, cutting through the old park by the river, the same river from his dreams. The sun dipped low, painting the water in hues of amber and regret. He stopped at a bench to tie his shoelace, and there she was, sitting right where she always did in his subconscious. Gray hoodie, sad smile, eyes like storm clouds holding back rain. His breath caught. "You," he whispered, frozen in place. She looked up, and her expression shifted from distant melancholy to sharp recognition. "Elias," she said softly, as if they'd known each other forever. Her voice, it was identical. A shiver raced down his spine. "How do you know my name?" he demanded, stepping back. But even as he said it, he knew this wasn't a coincidence. She stood, pulling her hood back to reveal cascading dark hair and features that were both familiar and ethereal. High cheekbones, lips curved in that perpetual half-smile. "I've been waiting for you," she replied, her eyes locking onto his. "You have to listen to me. Don't go near the river on Friday. It's not safe." Elias's world tilted. He should have run, called the police, anything. But curiosity, and something deeper, like a magnetic pull, kept him rooted. "Who are you?" "My name is Leora, and I'm your girlfriend, from your future." The words hung in the air, absurd yet resonant. He laughed nervously. "That's impossible. Time travel, alternate realities? This isn't a sci-fi movie." But Leora didn't flinch. Instead, she reached out and gently touched the scar on his left forearm, a jagged line from a childhood fall off his bike. "You got this when you were 8, racing your brother down Maple Street. You cried, but only because you lost the race. And your deepest fear? It's not death. It's being alone, like after your parents died in that car crash. You whisper their names in your sleep sometimes, Marcus and Elena." He recoiled, yanking his arm away. "How do you know that? I've never told anyone." "Because in my timeline, we shared everything," she interrupted, her voice trembling. "We met here, by this river, on Friday. But you went too close to the edge. The current was strong that day, swollen from the rains. You slipped, and I couldn't save you. I watched you drown, Elias. It broke me, so I found a way back, to warn you, to change it." He stared at her, mind reeling. Time travel? It sounded insane, but her knowledge was irrefutable. Childhood scars, unspoken fears, secrets buried so deep, even he forgot them sometimes. That night, they talked for hours under the park's fading lights. She described their future life, lazy Sundays in a cozy apartment, travels to distant cities, the way he'd propose under a starlit sky. It was intoxicating, a glimpse of happiness he'd never imagined. By the end of the week, Elias was falling, hard. Leora became his world, mysterious, passionate, with a depth that made his previous relationships feel shallow. They spent days exploring the city, nights tangled in sheets. Her whispers of "I've missed you so much" erased his doubts. She insisted he avoid the river on Friday, and he humored her, staying home instead. No tragedy struck. See? She'd saved him. But cracks began to appear. It started small. Leora was possessive, her eyes darkening whenever he mentioned friends or work colleagues. "You don't need them," she'd say with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "You have me now." Then came the dreams, new ones. In these, the riverbank shifted. Instead of Leora, another girl appeared. Blonde hair whipping in the wind, laughter like sunlight on water. "Come find me, Elias," she'd call. "I'm waiting by the river." He woke unsettled, but Leora was always there, soothing him back to sleep. "Just remnants of old timelines," she'd murmur. "Ignore them." One rainy afternoon, Elias decided to dig deeper. While Leora napped in his apartment, he scrolled through her phone, guilt gnawing at him, but curiosity winning. No contacts, no history, just a single app he didn't recognize, a sleek interface labeled Chronos Shift. Tapping it opened a cascade of data, coordinates, timelines, warnings about paradox risks. His heart raced. This wasn't just a story, it was real. But as he delved further, a hidden folder revealed logs, entries about failed integrations, elimination protocols, and names. Strangers at first, but one stood out. Subject Arya Voss, threat level high, interference with primary bond, scheduled for removal. Arya Voss, the name tugged at him. Where had he heard it? That evening, over dinner, he confronted her casually. "Who's Arya?" Leora's fork froze mid-air, her face paled, then hardened. "Where did you hear that name?" "Doesn't matter. Tell me." She set down her utensil, eyes narrowing. "She's no one, a ghost from a bad timeline." But Elias pressed. "In my new dreams, there's a girl by the river, blonde hair whipping in the wind, laughter like sunlight on water. Is that her?" Leora's composure cracked. She stood abruptly, knocking over her chair. "You weren't supposed to dream of her. I fixed that." "Fixed what?" Elias rose, alarm bells ringing. "Leora, what aren't you telling me?" She paced, her sad smile twisting into something feral. "Fine. You want the truth? I'm not from your future. Not exactly. In my timeline, we met here, by this river, on Friday. But you were supposed to fall for me. But then she showed up. Arya, your so-called soulmate. She stole you away, changed everything. You left me shattered, alone. I watched you build a life with her, happy, while I faded into nothing." Elias backed away. "So you, what then? Came back to stop me from meeting her?" "Exactly," Leora hissed, her voice laced with venom. "I used the Chronos device, a relic from a forgotten war between timelines. I jumped back, inserted myself into your dreams first, to warn you away from the river, where you'd meet her, not me." The pieces fell into place. The warnings weren't to save him from death, they were to keep him from Arya. "You said you died." "A lie," she admitted, stepping closer. "In the original timeline, you lived, thrived, with her, but I couldn't let that happen again. I love you, Elias, more than she ever could, and if it means erasing her, so be it." Horror gripped him. "Erasing? What have you done?" Leora's eyes gleamed with madness. "Whatever it takes. In other timelines, I've tried subtlety, accidents, diversions, but some timelines are stubborn. Arya keeps appearing like a weed, so I've learned to be direct." He remembered the logs, elimination protocols. "You've killed her in other timelines?" "Not just her," Leora whispered, her hand reaching for his. "Your friends, if they push you toward the river. Your family, if they meddle. But here, now, we can be perfect. Just stay away from Friday. Stay with me." Elias's stomach churned. He'd fallen for a monster, a temporal stalker, rewriting reality out of obsessive love. "This isn't love, Leora. It's control." Her face contorted. "You don't understand. In every timeline, you choose her, but not this time. I won't let you." He bolted for the door, but she was faster, unnaturally so, as if time bent to her will. She grabbed his arm, her touch cold. "Don't make me reset this, Elias. I can jump again, start over, but each time it costs me more." Struggling free, he ran into the night, rain slicking the streets. His mind raced. The river. Friday was tomorrow. If he went, he'd meet Arya, his true destiny. But Leora would follow, destroy. He hid in a motel, barricading the door. Sleep evaded him, but when it came, the dream returned. Arya, clearer now. "Find me, Elias, before she does." Dawn broke. Friday. He had to end this. Armed with nothing but resolve, he headed to the riverbank. The water roared, swollen from the storm. And there she was, Arya, standing by the bench, blonde hair dancing in the wind, her smile warm and genuine. "Elias?" she called, as if sensing him. "I've been dreaming of you too." But before he could respond, a shadow emerged. Leora, gray hoodie drenched, eyes wild. In her hand, a glint of metal. A knife? No, the Chronos device, humming with otherworldly energy. "You can't have him!" Leora screamed, lunging at Arya. Elias intercepted, tackling Leora to the ground. They wrestled, the device skittering toward the river's edge. "Stop this!" he yelled. "It's over!" Leora clawed at him, tears mixing with rain. "I did it all for us. In my timeline, you said you loved me once. Why not again?" "Because it wasn't real," Elias gasped, pinning her. "Love isn't rewritten, it's chosen." Arya rushed over, grabbing the device. "What is this?" "A way back," Leora snarled. "Give it to me." In the chaos, Elias snatched it from Arya and hurled it into the river. It sparked, fizzled, then sank. Leora let out a guttural wail, collapsing as if her very essence unraveled. "You've doomed us," she whispered, her form flickering like a glitch in reality. "Without it, I'm stranded, fading." As the current claimed the device, Leora's body shimmered and dissolved, erased from this timeline, banished to whatever void awaited failed time weavers. Elias turned to Arya, breathless. "Who are you, really?" She smiled, taking his hand. "Someone who's been waiting. In my dreams, you save me from the shadows. Looks like it's true." They walked away from the river, the mist lifting as a new dawn broke. But Elias couldn't shake the chill. What if other Leoras lurked in fractured timelines? What if love, once twisted, echoed forever? Yet with Arya by his side, he felt a spark, a real one, unscripted. For the first time, his future was his own. No dreams, no warnings, just the rush of possibility, as endless as the river itself. Epilogue. Whispers unheard. Months later, Elias and Arya built a life together. Travels, lazy Sundays, a proposal under stars. But sometimes, in quiet moments, he'd glance at the river and wonder, had he truly escaped? One night, a new dream crept in. Leora, faded but persistent, her sad smile lingering. "I'll find a way back, for us." He woke, heart pounding, and held Arya closer. The river murmured on, keeping its secrets. But Elias knew fate wasn't fixed. It was a choice, fought for, every day. And he'd choose her, always.